Hey, hello, how are you? Welcome to Hey Han. I'm your host, Hannah Fletcher, and today we had the wonderful pleasure of speaking with Miss Sara Banerjee. Let's do this. Joining us today is the wonderful Sara Banerjee. How are you, Sara?
I'm well, Hannah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm honestly very starstruck to be interviewing you.
Oh, well, I'm honored to be here, so thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So I want to talk to you about how you are beginning to enter this space in Hollywood. And what is that journey like for you?
So, to be very candid with you, I've been in the space of Hollywood for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opportunities that are starting to come to me, and I think to a lot of actors of diversity because of the way the pendulum is swinging with casting, which is great. With regards to how I've entered, I mean, you just keep plugging along. It's a journey with its ebbs and flows, you know? And I think you can relate to that as a woman, too, in entertainment, right?
Definitely. It's becoming more opportunistic. Even like what we were talking about before we started shooting the show is it's all women in here. There's two others over in the corner, both beautiful, powerful females. Like, you guys can shout, it's fine. So it's really great to see such a difference in how the space is being taken and being approached. So,
I agree.
Definitely.
No, the dynamic is shifting slowly but surely, but we have really powerful women doing the work, and that's what's making a lot of the change. And minorities and, you know, the LGBTQ, you know, everyone's just kind of, there's space for everyone, and there's room for the table, at the table, excuse me, for everyone, and I feel like that's
exactly
amazing.
And now there's finally a table big enough. You know,
Yes.
I feel like it was coffee style for a while. Now we've moved on to the Last Supper. We're getting there, right?
Yes, absolutely. No, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right about
definitely. For sure. And then talk to me a little bit about your energy is just infectious. What are your tips and tricks for life for our audience to be able to incorporate your positive energy? You're so fun, and you really seem to not care what other people think. What is your advice for people to carry that into their daily lives and begin to incorporate?
I think you really have to, for me personally, I meditate in the mornings. I think it's different for everybody. You really have to go within and self-reflect. And for some people, that's singing, and for some people, that's exercise. And for me, it's meditation in the mornings with a reset. So whatever speaks to your heart before you get on the technology, before you turn on the new, whatever. Like, first thing you wake up in the morning, take that moment, figure out what makes you want to, like, move through your day. And then embrace that, like, when you get up, you know, whatever it happens to be. And so for me, meditation keeps me kind of balanced because I am not a happy waker-upper, to be very candid with you. Like,
How did you get into meditation? Because me personally, like, I really enjoy it. In college, I did a lot of different classes that were yoga-based and everything, and Pilates. But I personally, I've done meditation, but I've never given it more than like 5 minutes. Do you have any tips or tricks for me and for the audience for trying to get into meditating?
I think 5 minutes, Hannah, is like a great place to start.
Okay.
And I think that there's this preconceived notion with meditation, like, you shouldn't be paying attention to this, or this should or shouldn't be happening, or you should feel this zen. And I think, just like anything else, it's a process. If you hear the air conditioner go off, honor that and pull yourself just back. Do you know what I mean? Go back to your breath, or go back to, sometimes, like, I started with guided meditations.
Okay.
And there are really good apps out there. Yeah, like Calm, Headspace, things like that. YouTube is a great free resource, but meditation is just what, for me, is what gets me, like, going in the morning, and getting into meditation is just a process like everything else, and 5 minutes is fine.
That's awesome. That's really good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for clearing that for me, because I've always felt a little bit guilty about the fact that, oh, maybe I should give it 10 or maybe I should give it 15. And I've only ever been able to last for about 5. But I feel like it's like anything else. You just build a stamina and you just keep going. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And it just takes time, and some days you're going to have crappy meditations, and some days you're going to have bomb meditations. Do you know what I mean? It's just part of your flow.
Do you find yourself incorporating your meditation into your acting career? Does that help you at all?
Yep. I have to, because I tend to get a case of the nerves, and breath work for me is key to, like, calming down, getting grounded, getting centered. I also do a lot of visualization, because if you know, I mean, you know, like, about method and all that stuff, it is all about going back into that space of, like, sense memory.
Absolutely.
And, like, getting regrounded. And I feel like that in and of itself is a form of meditation, right? Like you just are channeling something.
That's very
through.
true. It's so cathartic. It
Yeah.
really, really is.
So for me, yeah, absolutely, meditation is a great way to ground myself and just get back in, especially if you're on set with like really big people, because I think even stars get starstruck. Like I definitely have to like take a minute, 3 minutes, I put on my earbuds and like meditate or like zone out.
In terms of your acting career, what would be like a dream role? Do you have any huge, monstrous goals that you are looking to tackle?
I want an Oprah career.
I love that. Yes.
A Lady O career. Do I have anything monstrous that I want to tackle? I wouldn't say monstrous, but like fantasy, like acting wise.
Sure, yeah.
I would love to be like a Marvel villain.
Oh my gosh.
Like that would be fun.
Oh my gosh, I can see you doing that so well. Oh my gosh.
Like that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if Marvel wants to take a peek at this show, Sarah's a really good contender for your movies.
I'm very villainous.
Exactly. I know that you're going to enter the space as a host. How do you feel going down that route? How are you more excited about that? How does that compare to your acting?
I think, that's a great question. Because I'm like, well, I think, and I was like, no,
Right.
hold on. Give it some thought. I love listening to other people's stories, so there's a part of that that's like, oh my God, this is amazing, and it's not scripted. It's loosely,
Right.
So those parts are amazing, but there's parts that scare me, like, to carry. Like, you have to have a trajectory, and you, in essence, are the writer and the showrunner. You're
Yes.
in charge of the trajectory. Like, that show will run flat if the host is not great. And so there's a lot of pressure in that sense. I also get a little scared when I'm doing, like, unscripted, that perhaps I will say something that's
Right.
not kosher. You know what I mean?
Well, it's almost like you have to operate with a sensor while you're thinking on your feet. So it's a double-edged sword for sure. I totally understand.
I'm
Yes,
gonna get
absolutely.
tips and tricks from you because yeah. I'd be like, what does Hannah do? Let's look at her cue cards. Like,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, and everybody stay tuned because we have some 10-second trivia coming your way. Welcome to Han's 10-second trivia. So I'm going to be asking true or false statements to Sara. She's going to supply her answer with either true or false. She has 10 seconds to answer, and I'm going to be asking her 3 questions. So let's do it. Are you ready?
no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. True or false? On average, an American opens their fridge 10 times a day. So on average, an American
Sure,
opens...
true. I think it's more, but I'm gonna go with true.
All right, it is actually false.
I said false. Hannah.
Actually, take a guess at how many times a day.
I
it
think
actually
it's
is.
like 23.
22.
No. Okay.
Good
Amazing.
job. All right. So you have 2 more chances to redeem yourself.
Redemption.
All right. Number 2. True or false? Iran and Japan do not tolerate or allow tattoos.
Oh wait, no, that's for sure true. I think that's Japan. No, there's Harajuku girls there, and they have tattoos.
Iran and Japan do not tolerate or allow tattoos.
I say false. I take it back.
It's actually true.
But what about all those? Okay,
Well, just because they don't tolerate or allow it, I
tolerate
guess it's okay. But
it's legal. It's illegal based on what you're saying.
I'm not sure if it's illegal, but they don't tolerate it.
Okay, well, I don't tolerate that question, Hannah.
All right, next question. True or false?
Okay, give it to me.
The Caesar salad was actually created in Mexico.
True. It's just so outlandish. I think it's true.
It is true. There we go. Congratulations to Sara Banerjee. You win 1 complimentary Hey Hand candy that has a positive saying on the back.
I love positive sayings.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Hannah.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you so much for playing. That concludes our 10-second trivia. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Hey Han. It was so wonderful to speak with Sara. She has the best personality. Thank you to Sara for coming on the show. And my challenge to you guys for this week is to really honor yourselves. So make sure that you guys are doing what makes you happy. If that's going for a run, if that's walking your cat, do what makes you happy. It's very easy for us to get caught up in this work world and this whole idea that everything revolves around being productive. But make sure that you guys take the time for yourselves to honor yourselves. And even if that means unplugging from your devices or just laying down at night, reading a book, watching your favorite TV show, spend some time with yourself because you're going to thank yourself for it later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next time. Stay safe, God bless, and I will see you through the screen.